Hello, everyone. This is Jayashree. You can call me Jay. I work as a senior business intelligence engineer at Amazon. I've been with Amazon for a little over 4 years now. And as a total industry experience of, I have little over like 11 years now. But all these 11 years, I've been in different data roles, starting from my work back in India. And then I came to the US to do my master's. And then I was working as a data engineer for this air compressor manufacturing company for about 4 years. And then I moved to Amazon. So my current role is within the Amazon grocery logistics team. If you've heard about this brand called Amazon Fresh, I'm part of the Amazon Fresh retail analytics team and the data science team. Before this, I was part of what we call as Amazon Flex, which is like the same day delivery that you typically do, that's being fulfilled by Amazon Flex. I was part of their data science team, also doing a lot of data jobs and related work. I'm here today to talk about the art of personal branding within work and beyond workplace. So when we talk about personal branding, it's always around like, I mean, if it's kind of a social media thing or if it's going to be like an influencer thing, but I the content that I'm going to cover today is to go over why personal branding is important within work and also to see how the personal branding as such within work is going to scope out and bring in visibility outside workplace too. Okay. Introduction to why personal branding matters. So personal branding is essentially just the way of how you market yourself, and I feel personal branding is more about the narrative, right? From my side, like I said, I've had uh, different data jobs, but the industries that I've worked on has been pretty diverse, be it like the manufacturing sector or right now in the e-commerce sector. Within e-commerce as well, I was part of the supply chain. Now I'm into grocery. So the experience and my career path has been pretty diverse. I think personal branding is all about the narrative. So if you are able to put together a seamless narrative, you will be able to market yourself in a better way. And I think that's where kind of the strong proposition comes in as far as personal branding goes. And of course, a strong personal brand can open doors, create opportunities, and set you apart. By this, I mean at your workplace, right? Kind of taking up things or kind of creating a brand of your own, and also being sort of a SME or a go-to person for a specific like line of work or like your own domain or skill set will definitely set you apart, and you would be that you would be kind of envisioned as a thought leader per se, which would kind of take you on a longer run. And of course, branding is not just for influencers, like how I started. It's also for professionals in any field. And I feel specifically within the tech space, personal branding is much more important, mainly because we could get observed in the day-to-day task or the like the sprint planning that we all do and all that comes with it. I think we also have to kind of carve out or embed our personal branding to put us apart from everyone else in the group. So that will kind of give us a little bit of more competitive advantage. Okay. With that said, what exactly is personal branding then, and how do I get to this, or how do I excel in the art of personal branding? Um, the intentional effort to essentially shape your public perception is what is like a textbook definition of personal branding, and also showcasing your skills, right? Within work, for example, what I do is I set up some lunch and learns within my group, within my peers. and kind of showcase my work, showcase or probably have like demo sessions of products that I feel would be beneficial for my peers, and also signing up for like internal tech conferences. So Amazon does host a lot of internal conferences, and also we have something called Analyticon, which is specifically focused on the analytics space, right? So there it would be a very nice opportunity and a platform where you could position yourself and showcase your skill set, so that you could get some leadership visibility essentially, and thereby your own credibility and trust will build. And also you would this way, not just personal branding within the workspace, you would also get a little bit more visibility on the beyond your workspace too. Okay. Benefits of a strong personal brand. We spoke a lot about career growth and professional opportunity. It also builds a lot of influence and thought leadership. For example, if you have showcase in your skill sets, and also if you have positioned yourself as like a thought leader in your own specific domain, if there is a new project that's coming up, or if you want to promote something that you have as like a just as a thought, and you want to kind of build it out into a full-fledged product, um, since you have that credibility and trust within the organization, building that and or reaching out to a leadership in a much more approachable manner, and also getting a seat at that table would become an easier path. I'm not saying that's the only path, but that could become an easier path, and also increase the visibility within the organization. Um, all that being said, this also helps establish a unique value proposition. By that, I mean within the organization where you will have many people of the same profile. That's the same challenge that I have too. I might have so many more peers who have the exact same profile as mine. How do I set myself apart? Is the work that we do within our work, and also what we do beyond that. Not just kind of fulfilling the tasks that we have on hand, but going a little bit further, and also putting us out there, right? That's something that personally for me has been a bit of a challenge. Maybe it's because of my cultural background as well, that putting myself out there has not been inherently taught, or that's not something that would be my forte. But now I'm consciously trying to kind of put myself there, and also trying to create a personal brand, mainly to help everyone knowledge transfer, speak about things I know, showcase my skill set, and also help out anyone who is in the same career path, or who wants to take the same career path, opening up opportunities for mentorship. This is all something that I truly enjoy doing. With this comes as a byproduct as personal branding too. So I think it's kind of a win-win situation where it goes hand in hand. Okay. Building your personal brand at work. Uh, like we discussed, being proactive, of course, sharing a lot of ideas. I was listening to this very interesting podcast as to how to break the silence in a meeting room. So I am guilty of doing this as well. When we sit down for a big meeting with the leadership and all that, I essentially try to kind of self absorb, and not kind of speak up, though I have really good ideas. I tend to not speak up sometimes. Um, Consciously trying to break that and sharing ideas, however you think is irrelevant, or for lack of better word, dumb, that you might think, sharing ideas and contributions definitely puts a spotlight on you. And also developing the expertise and becoming that go-to person in your domain. Like I said, always, when I enter into a role, any role, be it like the volunteer work I'm doing outside of work, or internally within work, I want to think myself as the domain leader first, and I want to start working backwards from there. How do I get there, and what do I have to do to get there? Mainly within work is, of course, developing my skill set, you could sign up for things like crash courses maybe on LinkedIn Learning, or if your workplace offers some really cool kind of like technology improvements that you would like to develop on, or any like soft skill development that you want to work on. So things like that, where you would have as like a checklist for your career growth, and also for your overall like the work approach that you would want to take. I would suggest you to go ahead and sign up for all that, and also try to be that POC, or that SME for your own domain that you own. And of course, this is the most important thing of all: cultivating relationships and networking. um, More than anything else, I feel people make it happen. The people that we work with, the people whom we collaborate with, are the ones who will be our biggest cheerleaders. And cultivating that relationship, you will never know where that will not just come in handy, but it will also kind of help you learn new things that you would never have been aware of. For example, I have taken a CSS course back in my master's program, but today, sitting through face speaking session, I learned a lot more, though I'm a very basic person when it comes to web development and all that. I think this sort of networking definitely helps kind of getting few skill sets or like thought processes triggered, and probably kind of working towards to see if that would something be interesting for me to take up. So things like that. And of course, seeking mentorship. I think mentorship should always be two ways. Mentorship is providing any knowledge transfer that you might have for like the emerging technologists, or people who want to take up the same field as yours, or any technical expertise that you could share. And also seeking mentorship from your role models. You might have like key domain experts that you really look up to, making that connection, and also seeing how did they achieve certain things or certain milestones in their career path, will also kind of put that holistic personal branding into work. Okay. This is my favorite thing: personal branding beyond the workplace. So, since we all are essentially like 9 to 5 at work, busy with work all 5 days, personal branding outside of work is also critically important, mainly on like engaging in discussion forums, or be it like a tech blog, or posting a tech blog where you could get visibility on that, and also writing some blogs, or posting something on LinkedIn, providing a shout out for a coworker or someone that you're working with, and also participating in community initiatives like this one, and of course speaking at events, and also sharing your insights on platform, so that you could position yourself well beyond work. As in, the amount of people that you collaborate at work, at least for myself, the stakeholders are very limited, whom I kind of have a conversation on a daily basis. So forums like this, and also kind of meeting new people, opens in a venue for a lot of exchange of ideas, a lot of nice networking that will happen, which in return is going to help you on a longer run when you try to position yourself in a better space. I'm sorry. Okay. Um, Key elements of personal branding: authenticity, and of course, staying true to your values. That's one thing that I always feel that whatever we share, whatever, be it a LinkedIn post or even a blog post, the authenticity truly matters. What we bring to the table, how authentic that is, um, and also does that tie back to my value system. That's something that is very, very important. And from there is consistency. I love this part. So, you don't have to be 100% when it comes to personal branding, right? Because we can't be 100%. We, as as women right here, I see many of us are, we multitask so many things, be it work or family or like outside personal branding, whatever it is. But trying to be consistent will put us there. You don't have to be 100%, but if you do something consistently over a period of time, that is going to get us to success. And the value proposition, putting together what makes us or you unique, and also identifying that. I think that is the part where you have to understand, why am I doing this, and start working backward from there, and define what makes you unique, or what makes you kind of apart from the rest of your peers. And of course, visibility for being like active, engaging, staying engaged, and also showcasing your expertise, like I reiterated already. So these are like the key elements, but the most important part, I could not stress enough about the consistency. The more consistent you are, the more trust you're going to get. So that's the one of the key elements of personal branding. Okay, now that we are in an era where everything is digital, of course, choosing the right platform and creating content beyond the workspace, be it something, it could be a pet project that you worked on, or just some technical thoughts that you want to share, anything, be it, choosing the right platform for the right content that you want to post is of course key. The next step is deciding on what medium you want to go with. Is it just going to be a post? Is it going to be a longer blog post, or are you going to do a podcast? Things like that. The valuable the format of the content, and also the value that it brings. And of course, engaging in meaningful discussions, also triggering some discussion, sharing it with your peers, and also getting their thoughts on that, feedback on that, where you could get feedback on things that you never would have thought of. And establishing credibility through consistency and interaction. I think I covered that already. And sharing thought leadership content regularly. Again, this is a sub part of that consistency piece, where if we decide on putting ourselves out, it's very important to stay consistent too, and expand your network through strategic connections. If you see a key domain expert in your field, and you see yourself growing there, I think making that strategic connection will go long way, mainly because you could have a good relationship with this person, and you could kind of ask them, bounce your ideas off, and you could get some feedback. So all this will be super beneficial. And develop a signature style in communication and presentation, of course. With all this comes a lot of soft skills, and needing to develop the soft skill that will uh, put you apart. And also I like this word of commanding the room. So once you get inside the room, sharing your thoughts and commanding the room will also put you apart and give that spotlight and kind of the personal branding. Okay, I just have some like examples of like success stories for strong personal branding. For example, it could be an SDE, a software development engineer, who took to kind of initiative to mentor junior engineers and present some innovative solutions in a team meeting, and thereby they could get a visibility, and which in turn could lead to career growth, or in general kind of creating a trust within the organization that um, they could be conceived as someone who could take up bigger challenges. It's the same with different professionals. It's just that the field could differ, but the approach could essentially be the same, of putting a strong personal brand and kind of working towards establishing that, and seeing how you as well as the organization and the collaborations that you have could benefit from it. Okay, before I close out for final questions, just final thoughts. Of course, personal branding is an ongoing journey. Um, I think I reiterated it enough that consistency is key. Then identifying your strengths as to why am I doing certain things, which path do I want to go, and sharing them with the larger community is key. And of course, building credibility through actions. If you it could sound pretty basic, but if you kind of sign up for a mentoring session or if you sign up for something, just make sure to get through, because your credibility is through action and not by words. And also taking small steps towards establishing a brand. It does not happen overnight, because um, yeah, we are not social media influencers with 1 million followers, at least not me. So it takes a lot of work and lot of like being authentic to yourself, and also holding on to your values and putting yourself out there without any inhibition. That is where we are. That is where we are at. And yeah, thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for this opportunity. I truly enjoyed collaborating with Kimberly. Thank you so much, and I would love to answer any questions if you guys might have.